And a good Thursday morning. Howard Bernstein joining you from the Marriott Wardman Park here in Washington, where we are at the American Academy of Forensic Sciences 60th anniversary meeting. Like CSI, but this is real world CSI, not all the glamorous stuff you see on TV. And this is a mobile crime lab. Pretty new stuff, pretty new technology, and a valuable piece of equipment here. This is Kirk Grates, a forensic scientist.
That's correct.
Kirk, well, what's going on here this morning?
Well, we're basically going to show you how to actually do a preliminary drug test.
All right, so if I'm a policeman in the field and I arrest a suspect, this is the first thing I'd be doing?
That is correct.
Put me through the paces.
Okay.
First of all, we got the gloves and the goggles on so that we don't contaminate ourselves or get contaminated.
And or protect yourself from, there is sulfuric acid that's contained within the test kit, so
yeah,
he's always first.
Important stuff. All right, so this is the kit.
That's correct. It's already been preloaded. So we've already put the drug inside the actual test kit.
Okay.
And then you're going to start with vial 1. Go ahead and break it and shake. And then just go to 2.
Easier said than done.
Well, you got the mic, so it makes it a little harder.
So here I am. I've shaken it up, and I'm getting a little color reaction.
That's correct.
A little color reaction, not a lot.
Right.
So
that's a little on the weak side on that one there.
So would we want to further test this, though?
That is correct. This is just a presumptive test kit.
But I still have maybe a positive, so I'm going to arrest the guy for now.
That would be correct. Then that sample would be basically packaged up. We'd have a nice seal on it. We had chain of custody submitted to the forensic drug laboratory for confirmation. And that's something like this Griffin 450. It's a portable GC mass spec with an auto sampler.
Time out. GC mass spec, layman's terms.
Well, GC mass spec is a confirmation or the gold standard of a confirmation of drugs of abuse in this case.
All right, so it goes through the test, and then on the computer screen we get a readout.
Well, basically, yeah, the analyst would actually take some of that sample. Typically, they'd weigh it out, place it in a solvent, and then what these little vials are here, place it in its insert. The auto sampler would come through, drop about approximately 1 microliter of the actual solvent and the drug, and inject it into the injector. As soon as that solvent hits the injector, it's volatilized, goes into a column, and if there's many drugs, they'll actually separate from one another, hit the mass spectrometer detector.
And it'll read out and tell me how much and what type and give me the whole?
In this case, we're just going to say what it is. Okay. It's actually going to identify it and match it to what's called the actual library. And as you can see here, these compare up, and this is cocaine. So we saw cocaine in the preliminary test, and in the confirmation, we actually saw cocaine again.
All right, now this is a pretty big lab. It's 400 square feet, and other than just drug testing, there's all sorts of things that are going on here. And I want to talk to David Epstein here. David, good morning.
Good morning.
David, tell me why you need a place like this and what you're doing right now.
This lab can function as a replacement laboratory for one that's been disabled, say for an earthquake or a hurricane. It also is good to bring into a place where a large training operations going on. Many labs today are gearing up to handle their backlog situations in DNA especially. It's also very important for the warfighters. Starting in the last 3 to 4 years, there's been a lot of work at moving forensics out to or near the battlefield to confirm actions before they're taken.
And talking about the battlefield, one thing we've seen over here on this table, we're seeing some parts of IEDs or some of the explosives that some of the folks would use, and by identifying these, maybe getting some evidence on that, that's a way that the forensic guys could track down who's doing what. This is Carrie. Carrie's looking at the microscope. What are you doing?
I'm examining a plant material to see if possibly it's a illegal substance.
Perhaps marijuana or some other plant?
That's correct.
All right, and this is also on the computer here, so you can take images of that and email or send them off, including them in a report, I imagine.
Include them in your case file, yes.
Okay, very good, very good. And finally, the reason we're here, there's a big conference going on. Dr. Goldberger, University of Florida, good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
So tell me about the conference.
We're the American Academy of Forensic Sciences. We are more than 6,000 members. We represent all fields or disciplines of forensic science, from pathology, toxicology, criminology. People examine documents and so forth.
Let me ask you a question before we go. We watch CSI on TV.
Right.
1 to 10, how real is that?
It's not real at all. This is real. Or if you come to my lab at the university, that's real. This is not What you see on TV is not a real laboratory.
All right. Thanks for joining us this morning. Good luck at the conference. Real World Crime Lab. It's portable. It's new. It's right here at the Marriott Wardman. And for your video blog, I'm Howard Bernstein.